Hi, it's Mark. Welcome back to the channel, and as part of the series of my favourite banknotes, today we'll be looking at three of my favourite notes from countries beginning with the letter B. Not just because they're rare or collectible, but because each of them tells a story through their design, the colours, the history, the artistry and the symbolism. We'll look at the 2007 Barbados $2, the 1964 Belgium 20 francs, and the 1951 Bulgaria 5 Leva. I'll share what each note shows, a bit of its history, and most importantly, what makes them three of my favourite banknotes. So, let's get started. First up, let's look at this $2 from Barbados. It was issued in 2007 by the Central Bank of Barbados and is part of the 2007 to 2012 series. On the obverse, there's a portrait of John Redmond Bauble, a scientist and agronomist credited with saving the sugar industry in Barbados. On the left is the coat of arms of Barbados, and if you look closely, there is a trident close to the center and also a flying fish. The note also has a watermark of the outline of Barbados. If we turn it over, on the reverse, there's an image of Trafalgar Square in Bridgetown, together with Parliament buildings and careenage east in Carlisle Bay. I particularly like this banknote because of the design. It feels balanced, and the elegant portrait of John Redmond Bauble, the coat of arms, and the other delicate and subtle details. The colour palette, which uses a combination of blue and red tones and subtle greens, make this very pleasing to the eye, and it gives it a depth without being overwhelming. Next up is a Belgian 20 francs, issued in 1964 and part of the 1964 to 66 series by the Kingdom of Belgium under King Baudouin I. If we take a look at the obverse, there's a portrait of King Baudouin, the Belgian coat of arms, and a watermark of the king. Turning it over, on the reverse, there's the atomium complex, which can be found in Brussels. For me, the note has a very clean cut look. The layout is crisp and uncluttered. There's a balance between the portrait and imagery and the clarity in the text and the coat of arms. It's just a really elegant note. The atomium is striking and set a modernist tone. The colour scheme is restrained but effective. The atomium represents more than just architecture. It's a symbol of progress, modernity and science. Putting it on the banknote gives a weight to the idea of national pride and future orientation. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. We'll look at a Bulgarian 5 Leva. Although printed in 1951, it wasn't actually issued and circulated until 1952 by the Bulgarian National Bank during the People's Republic era. On the obverse, we can see Bulgaria's coat of arms, which features a rampant lion. And turning it over, on the reverse, there are two hands holding the hammer and sickle, with the sun's rays in the background. There's a watermark with the letters BNB for Bulgarian National Bank in Cyrillic, with a hammer and sickle. The main colours are blue and green, which gave it almost like a turquoise look about it. For me, I like the intricate design and style, which is quite elaborate with strong symbolic imagery. It has an Eastern Bloc and a Soviet era aesthetic. Of the three notes, the 2007 Barbados $2 has security features relevant to that period, whereas the Belgian and Bulgarian notes from the mid-20th century rely more on traditional printing and engraving, which by today's standards are far simpler security features. All three notes are elegant with a clarity of imagery and strong national identity. In conclusion, these are my current favourites from countries beginning with the letter B. They're mini museums, snapshots of history, politics, art and culture. They embody that beyond their face value. The elegant colours of Barbados, the clean modernism of Belgium's atomium, and the ideological and artistic weight of Bulgaria's old 5 Leva. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, and also which banknotes from B countries would make up your favourites. Maybe Brazil, Brunei, even the Bahamas. There's no end to the stories hidden in paper and ink. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It really helps me to make these videos. Until next time, happy collecting.